Hey everyone, welcome back to Bear's Workshop. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at a problem that just came up with our AC vents. We're only getting air out of the defroster. Switching over to blow it in your face and just stick it on the defroster. And that is not going to work. So right now it's January, so we have no heat when driving because it's just blowing up onto the windscreen, or windshield as we say in the US. And in the summertime it's going to be horrible because, you know, Arizona 150 degrees inside here when you come in, and it's just blowing on the window that's already sitting at 180 degrees. So we got to get that fixed. I can't rent this if the air is not blowing in your face. So let's take a look and see what we can do to fix this. Okay, so one thing I know about the switches for a lot of AC units and a lot of vehicles, I know Ford F53s are like this, and Dodges are, and who knows what else. They're vacuum actuated. So when you have the AC vents only going on the defroster, that's the default position. So if it breaks, it's where the the actuator is going to default back to. So the actuator that's underneath the dash and controls the vents and where they flow to could be broken. Or you could have a problem with the vacuum because it's not electronic, it's pulled off the vacuum for the vehicle. So the first thing I did was I popped off the doghouse to take a look at the engine to see if I could find any cut or broken vacuum lines. I was going to test the vacuum, so I didn't see anything open down there. So after the doghouse, my next thing is I'm going to look at the vacuum reservoir and see if there's getting vacuum there, and I'll attach a vacuum tester to that to see if there is vacuum. And those are going to be our first two steps. I've already pulled off the doghouse, so let's take a look at that real quick. So this is the top of the motor for our V10, and you know, everything looked pretty good in here. I'll tell you what though, I want to tell you about getting this cover off. This cover, I'd never taken it off before, but it sits like this and very difficult to get off without any instructions from anything anywhere. I couldn't find anything on YouTube about how to get this off. So what it turns out is that there's a screw buried into this. Can we zoom in on that right there? The screw is buried underneath the carpet. Very hard to find out where your attachment points are. But one way you can do it is if you got a magnet. You could start feeling around and you could feel where your screws are, and then you can unscrew from there. So I didn't know where the ones on the top side were. So once I found this one and I unscrewed it, I pried this up. And then I was able to look underneath and see that it was screwed up here. Absolutely could not see these screws at all. They were completely covered by carpet. They did a good job on hiding that. So once I got the screws off, put this aside, I'm able to see the top of the motor, which is actually something I've never seen before. Couple vacuum lines around here. I didn't see anything that looked bad. I didn't hear any hissing noises. So everything seemed good over here. So what we're going to do is, my next step is I'm going to go look to see where the vacuum reservoir is. I'm not sure where it is, so we're probably going to have to look underneath the hood area and then maybe crawl underneath, and we'll see what we can find, because right now I can't have air just coming out of the front, out of the top. That's just not going to work. So let's go see what we can find. Okay, so we've got the hood down. Not 100% sure where anything is as far as the system goes, but looking in here, you know, we've got the master cylinder, power steering fluid is over here. We've got our air filter, radiators. This looks like hydraulic fluid. These are the vent lines that go up to the defroster. They're hanging down. This one's hanging down. We've got our AC lines over here. Not sure what this box right here is. To be honest with you, it does seem to have a vacuum line on it. but everything appears to be intact on it, so that looks good. So here's another vacuum reservoir. Everything looks good on that. There's supposed to be a red and a red line, vacuum line that goes to this vacuum reservoir. So looking at, there's one down here. Let's go underneath and take a look right about here and see what that line is connected to. So let's crawl underneath and see if that's the reservoir. I know it's supposed to be like a box, a square box, like around like this size. So let's go take a look. We're underneath the RV right now. There's the red line right here. What is that? Oh my goodness. Look at this. Can you see this? I don't know if you guys can make that out on the video, but that's a broken chicken egg right there. These are our vacuum lines right there. Oh my God, this isn't all the way in. All right, I've got chicken eggs right on top of here. The line, the chickens must have crawled underneath here, sat up top on this bar, and must have kicked this out. This is unbelievable. But it's funny because nothing's broken. The line was just, the chickens, when they can't get their footing, they'll just like keep going like this and start like doing this, and they'll start pushing on things. They must have kicked this line out, and they've been laying eggs in here. I'm gonna pull these eggs out. Ooh, that one's really light. I wonder if it's when you have a light chicken egg that is real, doesn't weigh like the normal weight. You can feel them. They will they'll explode because they're rotten. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna turn off the camera, get these eggs out, and then we're gonna go test the AC vents and see what might have, see if that actually fixed it. I think it did, because they probably kicked it out. I don't know how I'm gonna keep chickens out of here. Okay, we're back in the RV. We've got the ignition in the on position. The vehicle's not on though. We've got it set for vent right now. We're going to turn it on. You'll see the screen will start to move a little bit. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but it's just blowing right there. So let's see what happens when we change it. Can you believe that? That fixed it. Now the chicken's laying eggs. All right, well, not a great repair video because I can't imagine it's going to happen to too many people. But it is what it is. So we're going to put everything back together, but this is fixed. So another fantastic fix at Bear's Workshop. But we're happy with it. Okay, so this video is not very informative as far as how to fix this, but it does show you what you need to look for. And the first thing I would be looking for is vacuum lines, making sure that you have vacuum. So we were able to show you the vacuum reservoir, checking the line for that. That was our problem. And I'm sure that could happen to a lot of people. It's just the circumstances of how it happened is not going to happen to a lot of people. Chickens laying eggs on it. I know, that's a little uncommon. But that red line is the line that needs to be going into that reservoir. I've also heard that there's other lines. There is 2 lines that go in there. Some of them have 3. So you need to make sure you have vacuum. More than likely, that's going to be your first problem. When you get these older RVs that have been sitting out, those lines will rot away. So that's the thing you want to look for. You can buy a little vacuum tester off of Amazon for like 15 bucks. Find a vacuum line, pull it off, make sure you have vacuum. That's the first place you want to look. If it's not that, the problem that you're going to have is it's going to be the actual actuator. And those can get really difficult to replace. Those are underneath the dash. I've had those go bad before, and shops have told me they want $1,000 to put in a $20 part. So hopefully it's not that. If you're having this problem, vacuum lines first. And I want to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was helpful in some ways. But go ahead and hit that like button if you liked the video, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.